It's baffling to me that the engineer hasn't already been picked to be put through the trenches. We got ops with the big Gatling bot before we got it with the engineer. The first variant is the demolition expert. My man swapped classes. You can tell that this engineer deals in explosives by observing the giant warning sign tattooed to his face. The demolition expert uses the dynamite dispenser, which leaves little sticky bombs all over the floor. The sticky bombs automatically detonate, so you don't have to actually think and detonate them yourselves. Just brain deadly spam them everywhere and some dumbass will step on it. You can also combine like 10 sticky bombs into one single space and create a 300 damage hydrogen bomb. Before we get onto the ops portion of the video, remember upgrades? Remember how like 3 characters had them and they were never mentioned again? Well, now they're back. The long-awaited return of the number 3. What's your demolition expert loadout? Oh, you know, just a bit of the old 153. The upgrades I will be running are Short Fuse, which replaces jet camo with a button that makes you explode. Grand Finale, which makes you explode when you die. Then I can use my allies as fodder for when they inevitably get ganged up on by 3 wood shield weeds, and Portaboom, which is really funny and makes you spawn an explodey bot when you kill a plant hero, so you can just summon a legion of bombs. We go to Sandy Sands. Don't know the obsession this game has developed of sending me to Sandy Sands in the first round, but there are worse places to go, so I won't complain. After the first wave has been completed, there are just bombs everywhere, turns Sandy Sands into an active minefield. Also, when it shoots, it sounds like someone punching a desk. Wave 3, and for fuck's sake, Zombosh, you gluttonous oaf. Oh, humour your sugar addiction and collect the pop smarts. Spruce appears, which, you know, haha, it's Torchwood! But no, this guy is an embarrassment to Torchwoods. Look at how quickly he folds to some bolts. Ain't got no torch about him. Polynonium appears on Wave 5, whose clouds of disgusting green smog prove to be quite difficult for the demolition expert to handle. I don't really know how to comment on this, so I'm just not going to. Anyway, it's our old friend, Sweetie Beans. Whilst we are fighting them, a cactus ominously appears behind me and I die. We win the wave and are rewarded with homicidal husks. Not homicidal, homicidal. Can't believe they added a homophobia to Garden Warfare 2. Again, but luckily an easy way to deal with bigotry is by pelting it with live grenades. Wave 7 spawns Fightable Boss. Also a Torchwood kills one of our allies. Ice characters spawn on Wave 9, which includes the inevitable force of entropy that will consume the universe until there is nothing left. Damn, he just took a full blast of the squash death ray and whooped on like it was nothing. Had the Islander equipped. Wave 10 makes us fight Big Stump. I tried to make a thermonuclear bomb on the floor as a devious trap for the big weeds, but this pothead comes over and triggers it. This upsets me. Multiple big weeds then begin swarming us, but I just blow up its face and it dies. Big Stump then begins staring at a brick and then summons more big weeds and 2 Torchwood elite bosses. Big Stump then reappears and... I think that really sums up what it's like to play this mod. Anyway, I kill Big Stump and then stare at a bag for 2 minutes, whilst the demolition expert just kills itself for no reason. Why did this happen? Another engineer then kills itself as well. I don't know why there was a double suicide at the end there, but we win anyway. I know playing loads of variants ops is a bit mentally taxing, but that might be a bit of an overreaction. Next variant is the Portal Technician, gone from Team Fortress 2 to Portal. Wonder what Valve game will play as next. You may recognize the name Portal Technician as that guy from PvZ Heroes, except he's not really the same because he looks like that. Why has he got those plastic things you hold beers in on his face? Finally got some alcoholic representation in my Plants vs Zombies game. The Portal Technician uses a charge-up weapon which shoots giant blue orbs of energy. The biggest orb deals 90 damage on a direct hit, which is quite good. Do you know what else is quite good? The legendary mode this engineer has. Get 5 kills and you activate Warp Malfunction, where you can press the X key to teleport a short distance. The upgrades I will be using are Poltergeist, which makes me warp when I activate Bolt Blaster. Portal Combat just gives you a flat damage buff when you get a kill, meaning if you stack it with the legendary mode's damage increase, your fully charged shot hits 140 damage. Imagine just minding your own business as a plant in this game just to be hit with a giant blue orb of death that just kills you instantly. And finally, we have Quantum Fluctuation, which fills up more of the meter when you kill a plant hero. Before we head off to suffer in Graveyard Ops, a Gargantua appears to want to come with us, but he realizes he cannot and contemplates heading into the multiplayer portal. Playable bosses offline because it just leaves. We go to C-Tech Factory where, despite how horrifically broken this character is, it appears the AI are just shit. They can't use the charge weapons properly. I assume they just sit there charging their weapon whilst they're being harassed by weeds. Also, aiming with this charged weapon is kind of awkward. Wave 4 spawns a Torchwood Elite boss who stares at this frightened Portal Technician in the corner. It then hits me with the Torchwood Blast. Also, this warp upgrade kind of throws me off. I attempt to gun down this fire pea, but it teleports me into the direct line of fire of about 5 other plants, and I burn in agony as that fucking glitch happens again. Wave 5, and I don't like how there is a pea shooter called Nuclear Catastrophe emerging out of a bomb factory. Wandering McGee gets a well-earned dub as he strolls down the stairs and shoots me in the head. He dies like the others. Super Bean, who is here, perishes and we win. What's our reward for a job well done? Why, it's champions! How does fighting champions go with teammates that fire off a single bullet once every 3 business days? Next time goes better. Still not good in any capacity, but it goes better. Mostly because I came up with a foolproof stratagem, spamming DJ uplinks in every single available slot, so I can just sit here in my little corner whilst these gold-plated gits get ganked by rainbows. Good thing Homicidal Husks isn't here right now. Any champions that make it through the army get a nice reward of my 22 damage Bolt Blaster, except this chomper who manages to kill me. Why does the music still play when I'm dead? Wave 8 is nothing special. We fail the challenge, of course. Wave 9, and are you fucking kidding me? 2 out of 3 of the last waves are champions, except this time it's worse because this horrible dandelion spawns in and gives everything on the map radiation poisoning, and the Portal Technician gets corroded in the green gas and we lose. What a miserable round of ops. Just goes to show that no matter how broken a character is, ain't nothing getting past 2 consecutive champion waves. Didn't help that the AI were completely useless. 16 kills in 9 waves. You know you're shit when your average kill count per wave is less than 2. The next variant is the Z-Tech Engineer, also known as the man, the myth, the legend, Ted T Tech. The T stands for Ted. So what is Ted's deal? What does he want and what does he do? He can spawn bots. Yeah, he can just sit there and start placing random shit. Gone from Team Fortress to Portal to Gary's mod. Although an engineer building turrets around does seem like it's the former. Basically, you stand still and slowly cycle between bots. and press the X button to select what one you want. Yes, this is incredibly busted, but Ted deserves this sort of treatment. He also places bots whenever you kill an enemy. Different enemies drop different bots, yada yada. Where the fuck does that drop a Mr. Electric? You know, I don't care. Killing a boss births twin robo-soldiers. I have no idea of the logistics of this. Does Ted just steal all the magnesium from the plant cells? Sometimes the bots just glitch out when they spawn and they just fall over. The upgrades we will be using are Uprising. Get a damage buff whenever one of your bots kills something. Factory Reset removes the cooldown of your X ability when you stun someone with a sonic grenade. And Assembly Line, which makes you regenerate a sonic grenade when one of your bots kills something. So the last two upgrades can be combined together to create an endless supply of stuns and bots. You make a bot, let it take a life, get a sonic grenade back, throw it at someone, build another bot, more bloodshed, more sonic grenades. The machines will devour the earth, and Ted is their waiter. Ted goes to Aqua Center, and the first few waves consist of just spamming bots everywhere. A cubic PLE spawns and just gets absolutely bodied by about 10 Gatling bots. A DJ uplink starts firing airstrikes at this Dr. Hills for some reason. Why do they dislike each other? A squash spawns in and we recruit 2 robo-soldiers for our calls. Dave apparently is getting worried about the oncoming machine uprising and sends his strongest soldier. The pickle has arrived to destroy the Ted Tetrad, but I have a brilliant idea. Just sit back and spawn multiple uplink bots to hit the pickle with multiple hydrogen bombs. The pickle flees, but its efforts are in vain as it keels over and dies. Wave 5 spawns Big Stump, Prince P, Chomp Drake, and you. However, even the once mighty Giga Torchwood just cannot win against us. Dave then grows even more desperate and summons the devil itself. But not even the brutish legions of the underneath stand a chance against orbital bombardment. Dave has apparently run out of things to send, so just resorts to throwing butter at me. The colonel has been buttered. More like the colonel has been found dead in the streets of Zomburbia. Big Stump is then sent as a last-ditch attempt to squash the armies of Ted T Tech. After finding a fellow Ted dead and disposed of in a bush, we manage to almost effortlessly take out the Big Stump, and every Ted makes it out alive. Thank you for coming to my Ted T talk. The final engineer variant is the lawyer. You can tell he's a defense attorney because of the white paint stripes smeared over his face. Don't forget the most important part of being an attorney at law: the denim gun. The lawyer fires shredded legal documents at plants in a shotgun pattern, making him deal loads of damage up close. Another one of these scientist wannabe characters. However, the lawyer has a legendary mode. When activated, court hearing. Just what Garden Warfare 2 needed. Saul Goodman. And he gets to be an engineer variant. He also starts spitting out money everywhere during the legendary mode and gets a damage and speed buff. Peak character design, to be honest. To be fair, they already let you play as Walter, so the real question is, when we get in the Ermintrout brains. Lawyer's upgrades are Client Defender, which provides all allies around the lawyer with a 25% armor boost. Calling a Witness, which summons either a browncoat, conehead, or buckethead when you kill a plant. And Disorder in the Court, which makes you move even faster during your legendary mode. Don't think that's supposed to happen. Iconic episode of Better Call Saul where Jimmy McGill rides into the HHM offices with a mounted turret. Frontline Flats. The first wave is piss easy due to the excessive amount of brown coats. Keep in mind, all of these guys have a 25% armor buff. If I ever get into trouble and my lawyer can't make me take reduced damage from weeds, then I might as well just walk straight into that cell. We then get a special guest appearance from the purple zombie himself. He's seen better days. Can't blame him after the nonsense he's gone through. Truly the crossover we deserve. Purple is then beaten to death by an evil red weed and drops the gem of the underneath, which I just can't interact with. Just have to stare at it. The presence of the gem of the underneath has caused the plants to start putting on improvised armor in an attempt to steal it back. But they will never get my gem. Not even a Torchwood Elite boss stands a chance against the power of legal fraud. The boss wave consists of Fleshy Banger, I don't like that name very much, and an Agent P Sweat. Who would win between a 3,000 hour Agent P main and Jimmy McGill powered by the gem of the underneath? Wave 7 and wow, if it isn't old 404, 4 damage, 0 lawyers killed, and 4 seconds of total lifespan. The gem of the underneath remains safe on wave 9, which spawns poisonous plants, and not one of these. Surprisingly, it's not this sludge-filled sapling that does us in, but these stupid corns and their green beams. We respawn and miraculously, the gem of the underneath is still there. I employ the most efficient method of dealing with a 1000 health Torchwood, which is sitting on this wooden decking and gunning it down with the bolt blaster. Wave 10 spawns Big Stump, which shouldn't be an issue, and the gem of the underneath is gone. Big Stump has possession of the gem of the underneath. The lawyers try, but there is nothing that can be done against such a powerful threat. And the graveyard is overwhelmed by big weeds, and another failed case for the lawyer. Back to the mail room with you. So that was another episode of Loads of Variance Ops, and 10,000 subscribers! 10,000 people have went out of their way to subscribe to my content. Do you realize how many people 10,000 is? Is like 9,000. But 10! In all seriousness, I'm proud of my little YouTube channel. Gone from playing with plush toys to playing with the legal system. So I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.